Girls and boys, it's time for your reading lesson. Hopefully, you have been reading the books that I prepared for you. If you haven't picked them up, please ask someone at home to come and get them for you. Okay? And we're going to talk about another reading tip and a very, very important one because it helps you with your reading and it helps with your writing. So, we've already talked about how readers grow like beanstalks. The more you read, the better you become. You'll get taller, you'll get stronger if you exercise more, if you work out more, if you run more, if you eat better. And you'll be a better reader and a better writer if you read a lot. We talked about deciding how to read and giving the book a sneak peek, right? Checking the cover, the back cover, the table of contents, maybe some pictures inside, okay? And reading more and more. Everybody should be reading at least 20 minutes a day now. And we talked about reading in bigger scoops. We don't want to read one word at a time. If we see a bunch of easy words, let's scoop them up and read them together. I don't want to go home. Not I don't want to go home. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is this. Stop, think, and retell. When you get to the end of a chapter, when you get to the end of a book, it's a good idea to stop, think about what happened, and you can use your hand, just like you see in the picture, and try and retell the story. Here's what I mean. I might say, well, first, next, after that, from there, then, finally, and see if we make sure we remember all of the big steps in the story. And when you read something, maybe mom or dad or one of your grandparents or brother or sister or a friend should ask you, hey, what's happening in that book so far? And that's the time for you to stop, think, and retell. Okay, well, first, and then, and if you're reading by yourself and no one is around, you should check yourself and make sure that you know. And if you don't remember what happened in the story, you have to stop and go back because we want to remember what we're reading. So in Mercy Watson, Something Wonky This Way Comes, how could you think and retell that story? Well, first, Mercy was at home with Mr. and Mrs. Watson. Next, Mr. Watson suggested they go to the movies to see When Pig Fly. After that, Mercy, became interested when she heard them mention hot popcorn, real popcorn. From there, they got into their car, their convertible. That's what that means, by the way, that special car they drive with the open top. From there, they started driving to the movie theater. Then on their way, they saw a lot of their friends and neighbors who also jumped into the car. See what I'm doing there? I went back to the beginning and I tried to retell the main parts of the story. That's what you need to do when you read all of your books. And when you're writing, when you're thinking about your stories that you're writing, make sure that you've got all of the main parts. Okay, first I did this, then that happened. After that, it rained. Then I ran inside to get my umbrella. From there, I went back outside and I tripped and I landed in a puddle. Then I started to cry and I felt so lonely and sad and scared and cold. And finally, somebody heard me and took me home. That's what you need to do. Stop, think, and retell. Got it? Okay, so get to those books, get to Freckle, get to the library, get wherever you can to pick up some books and read and remember the strategies that we've been talking about. Okay, happy reading. The end.